What are some of the things you've gotten out of the past few weeks? I know it's probably been frustrating not to be fully out there, but what have you kind of learned?
Yeah, just the work. Just taking each day at a time. You know what I'm saying? Just keep my feet where they are, and attacking each thing, whether that's a meeting, working out. I feel like the camaraderie and relationships with the guys and the whole team, staff as a whole, has been really good. It's been good to connect and just build those relationships. We're all in the same mindset. We're all headed to one goal. So a lot of like-minded individuals in this building, and it's good to feel that and know that. But really just focused on working, trying to get back ASAP.
Knowing that you weren't full go in practice, what were you focused on learning so that when you do come back, you can do everything fast and not think about it?
It's definitely the playbook. I mean, obviously, got to take care of everything physically, but mentally, it's a lot, and all you guys know that. But it's just really diving into that playbook. It's one thing to know it, and then to go out there and do it in real time. So it's just the walkthrough reps, the mental reps, like I've said. Those are huge and crucial, and it's just my teammates around me doing a great job. Any questions, they're very coachable, and it goes both ways. So it's been great.
Last year, Roman Hyppolite said that he was going to go between the break, go back to Las Vegas, have his parents, everybody stand around and work out stuff. What are you planning on doing the next 6 weeks before camp?
Yeah, just work. Obviously, get back right, continue rehab, working out, but definitely have my own little walkthroughs. Whether I need to go with my brother or whoever that is, saying some plays, lining up, just doing stuff. Repetitive. I'm getting those reps, and just become second nature at that point. So that's the goal.
Do you think you'll be ready you'll be good to go by the start of training camp?
It's the plan, man. Just working every day to get there.
What's the last hurdle, or is there a last hurdle to being 100%?
Yeah, really just getting the strength back and mobility. Just continuing each day to work, and when I'm there, I'll be there and I'll be out there ready. So.
What are you able to do right now, football activity-wise?
Like I said, just working, catching balls, doing what I can, just doing whatever I'm allowed to do. Communicating with the PT, coaches, and doing what I can. But yeah, just.
How much like routes and catching are you doing right now? Is that full go?
Yeah, I run routes, catch balls. Yep.
Do they let you throw the ball back or not?
Yeah, I'm actually became ambidextrous kind of, so I get to use both hands.
Can you lift, or is that off limits?
Yeah, I've been lifting. Yep, yes, sir.
When you have been working on routes and catching, now that you're with a new coaching staff, are there certain technique things they've been working with you on?
I wouldn't say, it's just, everyone coaches a little bit different. Everyone runs routes a little bit different. So it's just doing what they're telling us to do at the best of our ability and just getting reps, like I said, at it. So it's just second nature when we get out there. We don't got to worry about counting steps, worry about yards. It's just all natural. So that's really the goal.
How hard has this time been for you? I'm assuming you got to be itching to get out there and just holding yourself back.
Yeah, obviously a competitor and want to be out there, but just doing what I can. Like I said, just continue to work. It's a blessing to even be here right now, to be alive, to have, be in Chicago on this amazing team. So I'm just, like I said, keeping where my feet are, enjoying every moment, getting better every day, 1% at least, and just go from there.
The things you can do to work on your chemistry with Caleb without being out there forever.
Yeah, I think I think it can go from just even small talk, just us conversating outside the building. You know what I'm saying? And that's as an offense, as a team, as a whole. When you just hang out and are around each other, the camaraderie on the field builds. So just stuff like that.
What do you talk about in small talk?
That's our small talk.
What has Cole brought for you in that room and helping you with those mental reps so far?
Yeah, a lot of all the tight ends have been super helpful. But yeah, Cole, it's a vet right there. Does everything the right way. Really good at football, like really good mentally, really good physically. So it's a great guy that I could look up to. And he's been very coachable. Let me know, show him I run a route or do something. He'll tell me some things, how he sees it, some coverage things or whatever that may be. So he's been super helpful, and I'm very appreciative.
Did you get him a wedding gift?
I didn't, not yet, but I made sure to tell him congrats, and I'll say it again. Congrats to him. That's super cool.
Cool. Thanks.
Appreciate you guys. Yep.
Ozzy, what do you know about being an NFL player that you didn't know when you got here?
Yeah, the pads aren't on yet, so there's still a lot to be found out. But I'd say the speed of the game, and you kind of understand that coming in. It's faster, just overall, everything about it. So, yeah, getting to experience that throughout these last few weeks, I think, have been really beneficial.
What do you take away from this chance to work with the first unit from time to time out there?
Yeah, it's a really great opportunity. This is the perfect time for the coaches to do it. Rotate guys in. Like I said, there's no pads on or anything yet, so they're really just doing their best to get guys looks, get a feeling for it all. So I'm going out there, every opportunity I get, trying to make the most of it. And I think, again, it's really beneficial to be able to work next to guys that have, played in this league.
What do you sense is the coaching staff's emphasis for you as they evaluate you into training camp on what they want to see for you to claim a job?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a tough question. I know, like I kind of touched upon, this is a time that they're going to rotate guys. They're going to give everyone a shot, get everyone on tape so that they can go back and look again at it, multiple times. So I wouldn't say anything in specific that I'm aware of. I'm just going out there every rep, trying to make it the best rep I've ever had.
Are there areas where you felt growth since the start of May, where you can feel it coming along?
Yeah, and I think that's, with any new system, there's minor technique differences, with every coach. So just really trying to hone in on that over these last few weeks. Naturally, you spend enough time at it, you're going to get better at it. So I do see improvements along that.
What's your process for the summer going to be like to get ready for camp?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's pretty similar for everyone, but go back home for a few weeks, work out a lot, train O-line stuff, pretty much every day. Camp is very soon on the horizon, so you can't take that lightly. You can't take a bunch of time off, relax. Like it's go time. So that's my mindset heading into it.
I know you said that you spent a lot of the pre-draft process working on the left side and getting ready for that, but how did it go once you got out there in these practices?
Yeah, I think, it went well. I touched upon this in a different interview with new technique. It's in a way, it's a little easier, I'd say, because I don't go flow state like I do, if I were to go on the right side. I kind of just get in those habits, whatever I've been taught for so long. So on that sort of foreign side, a little foreign, you're able to really hone in on the minor differences that these coaches want to see. And so I think there's definitely, benefits in that.
What's that dynamic like with you and Karan and Braxton when he's been around?
Yeah. Yeah, no, they're both fantastic guys, very helpful. All the guys, the whole O-line is really incredible. Coming in, you don't know how it's going to be. Everyone's such a good guy. You have a question, they'll go out of their way to help you from top to bottom. So, and I know that that's for the entire room as well as the tackle position. So I've been, really happy about that.
Along those lines, are there any ways specifically that Joe Tooney has helped bring you along playing next to him?
Yeah, I think, communication stuff when we're out there, especially after a rep, the benefit of practice is you can get back to the huddle and say, talk a little bit about it. You don't have to just move on to the next play right now, especially looking at the tape and stuff like that. So talking through reps with him, kind of seeing where his head's at and just picking his brain. Yeah.
Is there anything that you're looking at, like, I need to get better, I know I need to get better at this now after being out here for however long it's been?
Yeah, I mean, there's stuff, I think that'll always be the case, especially with the stuff that the coaches are trying to teach. There's always room for improvement. So, I mean, I'm just going to try and overall get better, especially in these next few weeks heading into camp. But, yeah.
Do you understand the offense part of it, though? Does it feel like you're getting what's going on, or is it almost just coming super fast right now?
No, I think, the coaches have done a really good job in terms of the installation. It's been split up. A lot of it's similar to college football. It's football at the end of the day. Different words, different lingo, slightly different technique, but it's all the same in essence. So, they've done a great job installing it again. So I think it hasn't been bad with all that.
How'd you grade your performance catching the passes last week running the routes?
Can you repeat the first part of that?
How'd you grade your own performance catching the passes running the routes?
Yeah, no, that was fun. They brought that up before practice. I know all the guys were excited about that. So just tried to look smooth out there, catch and tuck. Just did my best. So, yeah.
Ben Johnson called you out as one of the four guys that stood out, but said you might be swimming a little bit, learning all the linebacker positions. I guess how would you describe your experience going through this summer program?
It's been great. A lot of learning, a lot of competing. I had some big shoes to fill during OTAs and mini camps, so just making sure that I was available and ready every day to perform. Like you said, swimming a little bit, had a couple hiccups, but I mean I'm still getting used to the system. It's a lot of different ways that this defense is being played that I've never played before. Similar concepts but just different techniques. So just learning every day, making sure I'm on top of things.
I mean, can you give an example of one of the techniques that's a little different that you're trying to adjust to?
Just having to be in different positions on the field. I played off the ball in college, so you have that. You have playing in space. Man coverage, zone coverage, just different techniques that I played certain ways for a long time. And in this particular defense, it's just a little bit different, which is fine. But it's all about learning it. Coach Da doesn't care if I haven't played like that. I got to learn it and get it right and make the play when my number's called. So.
How would you describe DA and just kind of his approach to bringing the growth out of you?
Yeah, he's great. Very unique personality. But I love it. He's all about business. It's all about ball, which is how it should be. So.
What was it like working and learning from a couple of veterans, TJ and Tremaine? Like, what was the interaction like with you guys together?
Yeah, it was great. They were, they supported me obviously. I'm always, looking at them for guidance and for advice. Obviously holding my own, but when they can, they chime in and they tell me what I can do better or what I did good at. And yeah, I spent time with them off the field as well. We've had a couple events with the defense that I've been a part of with them and all the rookies as well. So they've been a great support system for me, and they support me in my growth and in what I'm doing.
What message does it send to Caleb's out here this week during the voluntary last portion of OTAs, and how does that receive within the team, all the young guys seeing that?
It's great. He wants to get better. He cares, obviously, about his team, about winning, about, getting everything right, getting all the I's dotted and T's crossed. So, it's great. Seeing him around the building is very important for not only the team, but for the young guys to see, including myself, that, you have, leaders of the team always here and present, even when, it's voluntary.
What have your impressions been of him?
Great. Been great. I know he's a DC guy. He's from the DMV, so I went to school in Maryland, so I knew about him, going to Maryland, and I knew he was, just with him committing to OU and stuff, he had a chance to come to Maryland, so I know a little bit about him through that. And then obviously he played my former high school a couple years ago, or a few years ago, so I know of him through that. Like I said, he obviously a great player, great person.
This is your first NFL break from camp to training camp. Do you have anything planned to kind of get yourself ready for that, or anything to clean up that you're going to try to address during this downtime?
I'm going to sit my behind down somewhere. I'm going to obviously be in the playbook, train. Just get ready for camp, get ready to compete. Continue to get in shape every day, get in more shape than I already am, and just be ready and available when my number's called.
Ruben, speed's obviously a strength of yours. How has it helped you adjust to the speed of the NFL level, just having natural speed?
Great. It's just, all about getting adjusted to the speed, like you said. Obviously I have it. It's all about just, understanding the tempo and how to use it and when to use it, when to not. So I've been able to gauge that over these 6-7 weeks we've been here. So it's been a great adjustment period for me. But now it's time to go, full speed.
Couple more.
With your opportunity to play with the ones a little bit, is there anything you're particularly proud of? Something you put on tape or something you did in the classroom this offseason?
It's football at the end of the day. Obviously, it's a great opportunity to be, running with them and then them to be running with me. But it's football at the end of the day, man. Just what's my assignment, what's my responsibility, and did I do my job? It doesn't matter if it's with the 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, whoever. It's all about, me doing my job and doing it to the best of my ability.
Does that hat say defense?
It does, yeah.
What's the story behind that?
The brand is called The Farm from Gorin Bros. I have a bunch of these hats, so they have different animals on them. I got a black one in the locker room that says Panther on it, so I saw this one and said defense. I bought this actually 3 weeks before I got drafted here. So it's kind of crazy how that works, but yeah, it says defense on it with a bear, so it'll work.
Cool.